What's up YouTube, CodForman221 here, and welcome back to our kind of Heroes 2 online replay. Anyway, this is Season 2, and you can see I'm playing as the Overcommando West using the Elite Armored Doctrine. I want to give you guys some gameplay on this. I gotta say, the thing I don't use in this are my veteran Panther group. I've used that before, I had a video on that, but the game's been updating a lot, so those disappear quite frequently. We just had a big update on, well, a minor update on July 31st, where Katyusha's their damage was reduced. It's on the forums on the patch notes there. Anyway, you can see I'm aggressively taking the center with my ally here. I'm going to move up my Storm Pioneers to deal with the Soviets. You can see point blank, I mean, they maybe just killed that one guy, but we're going to wipe out this squad. The great thing about wiping out a combat engineer squad early is the fact they can't now tech up. If they want to build a building, they can't do it. Anyway, you can see this is going to be kind of an interesting gameplay. Nomad CT has hopped on some riflemen inside his truck. His, I guess you could call it, kind of looks like a Jeep. It's part of the new commanders. Anyway, you can see the Kubelwagen. By the way, even though they look the same, the Kubelwagen can definitely not take on this WC-151. Anyway, you can see there's a lot of combat going on here with our allies. Thankfully, our allies are both Wehrmachts on this side, because dealing with the Soviets, it's a much fairer match. I'm not saying you can't beat the Soviets, the Overcommando West, but you have to be very aware. Look at this guy just completely pinned down by the Hitler's buzzsaw, the MG-42. And honestly, even a competent gunner could probably kill these guys, considering how close they are. There is how you can see these guys are getting absolutely massacred. There's still the guy at the flamethrower. He'd be a nice target. And he decides to try to run out of there, but gets killed himself. Maybe shot by his own guys. He actually doesn't do that, but realistically, he might have been shot. So you can see these Soviets and the Americans are pushing hard on this side. My ally and me are pretty much going to focus on the center. Not so much on this side. The Soviets do have a strong position. We're going to get some mortars, a lot of machine guns here. As long as this truck doesn't push in and cause a lot of chaos. My ally was pointing me on the map. So you can see I'm going to start upgrading these men with the anti-vehicle weaponry, the Panzer to take down this Jeep here. That's my goal. See, everyone's hopping out trying to capture this. He's also going to repair his Jeep with his crew. Very good use of these this Jeep so far, harassing and killing Kubelwagen. But you can see the rocket warfers come out, and that's pretty good anti-tank, I have to say so. And I am attacking a little bit of a blob here. This isn't the best idea. I'm going to spread out my men. Put these guys behind there. Try to throw these guys over here. Move these guys. So you can see I'm going to spread out my blob attack. But he hit the tractor. This guy must be a little, not a great shot to miss that car. And then another one comes up. You can see these guys, I believe they are, let's just double check that for Nomad here. I'm pretty sure he's putting riflemen in there. Yeah, these do not have riflemen in them in the beginning. There's no way they'd be 240 manpower. But you can see he's using some kind of overdrive ability, and his rifleman got pushed back. One of the cool things with the rock warfare is you can actually put it in a house, which you'll see me do shortly. Actually, right now we're gonna turn this corner into death. I don't know what we want to call it. We're going to turn this corner into pretty much an anti-vehicle zone with this house. I'm going to put a rocket warfer in there also. He uses one out there. I am kind of... You can see I have some men over here that are about to possibly take this point, but I'm pretty sure there's an MG of something guarding that. Anyway, down on this side you can see the German support weapons, like the machine guns. And the mortars are doing quite a lot of damage. And you can see the Soviets already have anti-tank guns set up. It's a little early for that, but then again, it is 6 minutes. I was happy to see this thing just by the corner there. You can see how lucky his cars are getting. Like, main gun destroyed. I disagree with that. I think these guys actually might have... Yeah, they did count as a kill in the vehicle. Anyway, you can see up close here. Just to pause it for 1 second. You can see our MP-44s. All these guys look awesome. You can see our MP-44s. We're point blank with the Americans, but we are both in heavy cover. I will win this fight, because the damage up close to the pretty much assault rifle, submachine gun, it was called assault rifle, the first assault rifle pretty much. This assault rifle will definitely beat the American rifles at closer. You can see how quickly these guys are dying. And they almost got wiped. I still have 2 men left. One of the great things about this doctrine is signal relay. It basically reveals enemy armor. It doesn't tell you what kind of armor, but it reveals where they are on the map. So if you want to make a strike in enemy territory, you can click this thing up and go behind you. It's great for finding Katyushas and other rocket units. It does not show artillery guns or anything, though. Now you can see this was a mistake by putting his men in this house because it has 2 windows facing this way and a door and a window. So he's shooting pretty much and cannot return fire. I'm getting ready to toss a grenade in here, but the guy's going to evacuate the house, realizing. Now you can see he's at low health, so he's got to get the hell out of there. So one thing that was good is that my ally Raz, basically what he did was he went down the flat cap track. He's going to get that ready to deal with the infantry. Well, I'm going to save up for a Panther and start building the Panzer headquarters here. And you can see I have a lot of AT. We're pretty ready to take on any more Jeeps. Anyway, you can see those grenades are still pretty overpowered. Those Soviet grenades that wiped out almost that whole squad. You can see they're there. Yeah, a great way to counter the mass Soviet infantry is just grenadiers, machine guns. Also a awesome one. And then let's put back the flag of war off. So you can see the Soviets are having mortars. Now, it is very hard for the Overcommando West in the beginning to take on a machine gun nest. They can flank it, they can go, I think you saw in the last video where I just absolutely surrounded this building. You know, you can see they are, yeah, those are my men there. I'm just going to try to neutralize this point and then get my guy back. But there's no way we can really, besides the Stuka-Su-Fus, which I love, I didn't make any in this game. I figured I really needed some kind of Panther or some kind of tanks on this map, see how open it is. You can destroy this kind of area with Stuka-Su-Fus, but in the early game, your best hope is the artillery infantry support gun, and that'll be decent. And then you can see they're trying to, you know, the mortars are coordinating with their anti-tank gun and trying to pretty much wipe out my rocket warper, so I'm going to have to pull that guy back. The thing about rocket warpers is they can retreat, which is awesome. And yeah, I'm still guarding this position. I want to guard our flank. And look what comes in, a Steward. So the Overcommando West now, I'm starting to use the Volksgrens more as anti-tank. I'm leaving my Oversoldat to be the real anti-infantry killer. Anyway, you can see the first of a couple Katyushas. It's going to be pounding the enemy position. I'm just seeing Soviet players, a lot of them are just going more and more for Katyushas. But you can see it's a lot more spread out with the new patch. I don't recall it ever being this far. So that was definitely a change. You know, when we have another big patch update, like where they change the weapon values and stuff, I'll definitely go over that. And you can see I have to fall back. I'm making 2 Oversoldat now. You can actually see these guys were getting some decent amount of kills, but the Stewart right there. And I'm like, I dare you to come closer, Stewart. And look at that. It said he destroyed something. But the Stewart gets away. I'm telling you, Nomad is like a lucky player right now. I was very afraid they were going to just toss a Satchel and lose my Vet 2 crew, so I'm just going to retreat it. And I'm going to move up my Sturm Pioneers. And you can see, once again, up close, we are going to win. And once again, they decide to push their advantage. They are in the middle of the street, though they're not in cover yet, and they have low health. And there goes that squad. And they dropped not only a flamethrower, they dropped an MG42. So I'm going to pick up the weapons. Remember, you don't want to give overhead weapons. You see that guy just picked a flamethrower, and this guy now has an MG42. You can see the flat cap track's going to come in and flank. It has to set up for a second, so it's not like a tank. It does have light armor, but nice flanking move from Rats. You can see on this side, mortars are still going down. It's just it's an artillery barrage right here. But you can see the infantry is making some headway. He should really, you know, the Katyusha somewhere. You should probably push it. I know he's trying to flank here, but it's really not. Yeah, because then look, that's going to happen. It was funny. I was telling Allie, I'm like, yeah, the Katyushas aren't as good after this update. He's like, look at this. That seemed a little more focused of a thing. Wow, he actually wiped out his own men there. Smart. Well, that was a retreating unit. Anyway, I do have my Oversoldat. These guys are like the Panzer Grenadiers before they got nerfed. These guys are awesome. They kill many infantry. These are veterans. That's what they are designed to be. And these guys will kill. These guys are a good match for the shock troops of the Soviets. And then US, you can see they already killed someone. Now, I'm not going to do an Oversoldat spam. I'm going to have like 2 or 3 of these units. I usually like to have other units represent my main infantry corps, like the Panzer Fusiliers, the light infantry recon units, the Jaeger infantry recon units. And you can see we kind of given up on this. I mean, he's still fighting him for the munitions there, but we're just focusing on the center here. You know, if they're very entrenched here, what's the point? I mean, they have so many mortars now. They have tanks out, SU tank destroyers. So you can see, this is good. So let's just go to Nomad here. Let's point this out. I did this myself, I think. I haven't shown any videos of it. You can have your major act as a retreat point, and you can have your ambulance right here to reinforce. So that's pretty awesome. When he acts as a retreat point, you guys come back to him, and then they can go. I haven't tried how much. I haven't tried that doctrine he's using yet. I do have it. I just haven't played with it yet. And you can see some more American troops are going to push in from the force. I'm going to bring up more of my Oversoldat. As you can see, my Volksgrenadiers are in the back. I do have the anti-tank package, the Volksgrenadier. You can see, yeah, this really represents this map is meant to be Battle of the Bulge. So I mean, really, the heavy veteran troops going against more of the lighter armed green American troops. One thing Nomad didn't do, however, was he never upgraded his. I mean, he's rushing for tanks, obviously, but. Oh, that's weird. Okay, so he got the captain. So we unlocked all his buildings, right? But what he didn't get... That's having him supervise. That's cool. He doesn't know how to use the abilities. He never got bars for his troops. It's always good to get some bars. Try to give him some, you know, once, you know, you're going against Oversoldat, you need some kind of light firepower. Or some light machine guns. Anyway, you can see, I mean, this is a brutal fight. A lot of shock troops, a lot of guard riflemen. The SUs are pushing them, but keep in mind they are tank destroyers. They're not designed to kill infantry. They're limited coxswain machine guns. Anyway, I was going to move in, and then I was like, oh my gosh, my men are so clumped up. We saw in the last video with the Shermans how the HE rockets just kill. I was trying to make a mine here to, you know, stop any kind of armor, but I'm really not afraid of this Sherman coming up because I do have the anti-tanks, and well, this one needs to be in position. But I do have a Panther here. I'm like, Sherman, I'll take you on. So I thought he was going towards the middle, but I guess he's gonna try to flank around there. I'm gonna throw a grenade in the window. Good idea, but it's an AT gun. It's not an infantry unit. They didn't make it easier for my men to see, though. It is awesome. These guys can now fire heat, high explosive shells. This guy almost killed my Panther. He has the rear armor exposed. I'm definitely going to retreat this way towards my anti-tank guns. He's going to be forced to retreat. I wonder, I think he must be on the, no, too late. Yeah, he was on AP. And look at this tank. Nomad is so lucky on his vehicles. He's just getting away with everything. You saw his Jeeps almost, you know. And then Pyro, it's kind of funny because he was talking about this. They are a little more spread out, but he's just getting pounded by 2 Katyushas. Now, when they do the veterans in the Katyusha, where they can do that precision strike, that is deadly. Like, if you can point that, and it'll be like a very small circle, and you can decimate a building or a unit. You know, you can see I am floating a little bit of manpower because I'm saving up for another Panther here. I'm going to start reinforcing some of my men. And you can see I was kind of pushing up. I was trying to get rid of after these SUs, but they were actually surprisingly killing my infantry. These guys killed, yeah. And I was throwing some grenades. I did kill some Soviets there, which is good. But they're just going to force back the mortars, just kind of do a little bit of a test. You can see he's bringing up shock troops. And the Sherman is still there. So one mistake so far that this guy's doing, he had Japanese or Chinese characters or Korean characters, is he's making a lot of Katyushas and no armor whatsoever. So later on, that's gonna hurt him, especially if the tanks start popping out and he has nothing, especially with the Panzer IVs. Speaking of Panzer IVs, there must be one up here. Yep, there's a Panzer IV. I would not recommend floating as much manpower as I am, but I'm gonna start reinforcing here. I'm using, you can see the fog of war, I can kind of see where the vehicles are, and I'm like 90% sure that this is where his Katyushas are. You can see there's a Sherman here. This thing is awesome. And then we take off the fog of war, and it turns out there was 3 Katyushas. I swore that would be a tank. I didn't think you would have 3 Katyushas. So I'm going to take on the Sherman. I'm immediately going to go into high explosive anti-tank shells. And these things, this is just great. It gives your Panthers a bigger punch. I imagine it would give your King Tiger a bigger punch. Haven't made one of those yet. I like having a tank at some point a little bit earlier than a King Tiger. Look at my tank getting a little distracted. Like, I saw this was abandoned. And I'm getting hit by the AT, so I just keep running. I'm going to pursue this guy until it's over. He has so little health, I'm not going to let him get away. And I'm trying to hit this ambulance here. But at that point I realized I made a mistake. I mean, it wasn't a mistake to pursue this guy, but it was a mistake to kind of stay there a little bit. Because one is men are reinforcing there, so it's a no-win fight. And they all have anti-tank grenades. And this is when Nomad's getting a little upset. And yeah. So Nomad's a little upset. I'm probably going to black out that chat there. He's basically saying his team sucks. And I played with a guy. It was really funny. I played with him. We were playing in a 3v3, and I was playing with one of my subscribers. And he was just going off on me. I'm telling him it's a game. He was going off at me and just like being like, "You're so bad at this game." He's like using the constant attack, like he's spamming Control A, Control A, Control A, or whatever, and just clicking the attack orders on my men, saying, it just, I was having a little bit of an off game in the beginning, and then, when you're a jerk like that, like, I don't feel like playing that well and having, us win, so I just started kind of like, kind of trolling him a little bit, and just, just kind of didn't really help too much, and we lost. But that's kind of, if you, first of all, Nomad, you kind of made your own mistakes here with the, with losing all your Shermans. This guy is making a mistake by making no tanks, but it's not like you have this side solidly locked down. I'm just amazed at how these guys are killing. They haven't killed anyone, actually. So yeah, no, don't be that guy that just insults his team. They're not gonna want to, they're definitely not gonna want to help you out if you're being a jerk, and it's just like not very good sportsmanship. I mean, I would never complain about, I'd maybe say, in a chat or something, like, if I'm talking to a friend, like, that team was pretty new or something, but I wouldn't, like, go on to Control All, or Shift Enter, and just say, yep, my whole team sucks, like, because if you look at what he's doing, so far Nomad hasn't, he's kind of back here, he's built some fuel caches, that's like it, he's lost all his tanks, so, at least these guys are kind of pushing, and these, especially this guy up here is holding this northern area. Then again, we're not really attacking him, so yeah, we did shift on it. We did kind of shift towards the middle. You can see he shifted his things over here, his tank and his artillery, and he's making Obersoldaten. Yeah. Anyway. You can see this, all this landscape with the dirt churned up. That is because of the Katyushas. Let's see how many kills these guys have. 23, 8, and 0. Katyushas would be fun to use again. So I did get an artillery piece out. I figured, that machine gun's probably still there. So I'm going to just start pounding that position. And hopefully collapse the building. Now this is in no means a Sugasufus, which I absolutely love. The thing is, if I make a Sugasufus, then it puts me significantly behind. Puts me significantly behind to get Panthers. Like someone be, well, I bet this would be the same, right? But the Sugasufus is 100. Like, I usually I make this so I can use it as a forward retreat point. Keep in mind, I put my retreat point here. Last time I had it, oh, well, you guys probably didn't see the video. I had my thing here, my command post. Anyway, I'm gonna repair it. You know, if I can repair my tank right now, because I didn't realize I was getting Katusha barraged, but I was. And you can just see a ton of infantry just hitting all its rear armor. A ton of these riflemen. Vet 3 just wiped that tank out of control there. So I'm bringing my troops. I want to help assist, but it's a little too late. But guess what? A fun little bombing run from the Luftwaffe was going to come in here, and goodbye. If that had been there earlier, could you imagine the devastation? I also have my Panthers here. If I can help finish off some of these guys, I will. Anyway, Katusha's went in here and collapsed the building, so I did lose my veteran rocket warfare. And now look at this fight here, right? So he's a Jack Extinguisher, right? You're not going to win against 2 Panthers. It was a nice idea to shoot, but you know he's going to lose his men again. He's kind of left this guy singled out. I'm just going to pursue him and try to get rid of him. And then I'm going to get the hell back. I've learned from my previous mistake. I don't think I'll get lucky twice. Just with how many bazookas he has, I gotta like get the hell back. Once again, because of the fire, it blocks my line of sight, so I couldn't see that ambulance. I'll get rid of that at some point, I'm sure. You know, I'm reversing the hell out of here. I don't see anything to stop me. There could be a mine, or there's an AT shooting at me right now. This one's helping cover, and I'm gonna pull this guy all the way back. Just to run away. And that guy's still going off again. And I'm just complaining, just whining. Like, it's not good to whine in this game. It is a game, right, for fun. It's not like you're actually losing men. And plus, he's probably upset with himself because he's not playing that well. Like, he's lost all his tanks again. And then he charges the Sherman into, like, all these guys. Blob assault. I don't want to be mean to Nomad here, but criticizing everybody else when, you know, you're not exactly playing the best right now. And of course, you're probably not going to be able to see what he's saying, so let's just say it was bad. Anyway, you can see the Soviets still fighting on. Look at this poor machine gunner. He's just like on his own. And you can see even that got hit from this guy. That got hit from the infantry support gun there. And the Panzer Grenadiers, the anti-tank troops. They have 2 Panzer Shreks. Not, that's actually bounced off. I see a little too late to support that, you know, he needs some help. I can see his tank's almost dead. So I'm gonna move in. But then I see the 2 ATs, I'm just like, okay. They went behind their AT shields there, and oh, you can see the Panthers, the Panzer IVs moved in. And this Sherman's surrounded. He got his forward position overwhelmed. He pretty much has nothing. Yeah, like not a single thing. You see there's a forward retreat point. And you see a lot of dead infantry there. So he just has a Sherman left. You can see they are making some progress, and I am. I wasn't watching this fight, but I did win it. I wonder where my infantry went. Like I lost track of my infantry there. Love you, Nomad. Anyway, so Nomad is still raging. I'm going behind the Soviet lines, not realizing how many ATs are over here, and I'm gonna try to take out some Katyushas. Anyway, I can see an IS-2 over here, and I'm gonna start using the high explosive shells. Our rear armor is hit. I think we can get behind. I think we can pretty much, you know, with our extra attack, that we can get rid of these guys with that. And you can see how my engine's damaged, so I'm screwed. This Panther is gone. I gotta pull this one out. Just want to make sure, you know, that's gone. He got the kill on it, but whatever. I'm gonna blitz out of here. You can see he is targeting that tank that was hurt, and the Sherman's up. So I gotta pull back my Vet 2 Panther, because we are in, you know, hot pursuit by the Sherman. But the Sherman's main gun, it's not an Easy 8, right? So the version, just a standard M4A3 Sherman. So it's not gonna have the best gun. Is that the mark targeted? Anyway, you can see I do have a screen of my Volkskrans if he tries to move up. Gonna repair his tank there. I gotta get back. I'm gonna repair my tank here. My tank did shoot down an airplane. I don't know where that... There it crashed, yeah. Shot down a Soviet airplane. And now they're burning my men. Which is not good. I gotta pull them back again. Because I had so much manpower earlier, I did make this a forward retreat point. You can see I am using that to kind of see. I was using that to see where the tanks were. See, yeah, Nomad has been decimated pretty much. I mean, yeah, it does have some tanks. But he has one infantry squad, and you can see his other tank is just going to go in on its own. It's not a King Tiger or anything, and yep, that got destroyed. So he went to pursue. He probably thought my tank was injured, but I had a screen of these guys, and they've served their purpose now. Yeah, I didn't see what happened. These guys got Katusha. That must be it, because I see the Katusha, the dirt churned up there. Or actually, they're back here. Good, I didn't lose that unit. Right there. Maybe I did. So I have more Obersaddam. We are pushing this center here, and they're going to keep Katushaing us. These are just shifted over from this side. Keep that in mind. And they're going to do a concentrated barrage here. We did cut off their fuel, though. But it is only 5 fuel a minute, so it's not as critical. I mean, it's basically... It's like a strategic point. Anyway, I'm going to move in. I want to get rid of some of these Katyushas. You can see he's going to fall back. That's one thing I suggest with your Katyushas, especially if there's other counter-artillery or tanks in the field. You keep moving them after you fire a barrage. So my vet T-Tech is definitely going to win that fight, but I'm going to pull back because I'm just afraid of getting the same thing happening, getting hit by those riflemen with the bazookas, and then the Sherman's still there. And I don't know what other tanks are around. I can use your rear echelon troops are not going to be the Panther or Obersaddam for that matter. Anyway, Pyro's going to do they actually tried to flank us here. The T-34-85, they're going to push into the center. They are pretty grouped on this side. So the good news is that, you know, well, that Sherman got wiped out again. And it is on fire. The Germans called it the Tommy Cooker because when the Shermans got hit often they did catch on fire, so crew fatalities are pretty high. And this is heavy artillery. I realized a second too late, and it's blowing up my tanks. And the crews are shocked, and that was devastating. It's going to pretty much wipe out my tank. And then look what's firing. The howitser's firing, and that's going to get a direct hit on my tank. I got to pull back. We do have engine damage. So I'm going to try to repair it. By the way, I actually got hit by this. I saw that a second too late. I had my men in there, and we did wipe out that gun. And so Nomad quit at this point. So a lot of our tanks are actually pretty damaged right now. I don't want you guys to think I was being mean to Nomad there, but when you criticize, it's not good. So now Croso, this guy who's pretty much been shattered in the north, is quitting. So we have, and then that guy, I don't know what characters are, you guys can tell me if that's Japanese, Chinese, or Korean. He quit also, so the only guy left on their team is Gesso. So I don't think you guys want to see us fight 2 AIs. Let's try to find Gesso. Gesso is over here. Yep. Getting pinned down. You can see that's what happens when the AI takes over. Katyushas just get destroyed. They're not used for their intended purpose. This tank gets abandoned. I'll just speed this up while we're killing the AI here. You can see we do have a lot of tanks. The AI is actually going to do a little bit better job than some of the other guys that we're playing at some point. Anyway, you can see though, with all the mighty, you know, Panzer IVs, high veterancy, they're just going to completely wipe out the Soviets. And the fact the AI is controlling them. You can see up here he does have another IS-2. You can see I'm going to make some Volkskrans to crew this. So this match was, I thought it was kind of interesting. It was nice to see the Panthers and using my rocket warfare and using the Obersaddam as my infantry corps. You can see I'm pushing all the way in, and I did get, actually it's going at 8 so you guys can't see. I pushed in my tank to take out this AT gun. Sorry, to take out the artillery. And then my men, Oshadon, wiped out the AT. I'm going to use emergency repairs here, when I'm not in combat here, to just repair my guys. You can see the guy is in there helping to repair the engine. We do have a damaged engine, so that's where it's going to repair us, and I'm going to get the hell out of here. I do have these guys cover fire because they do have a lot of AT. They have an AT gun here, and, well, it's a computer, and they have guard riflemen, so I need to get my Panther out of here. As you can see, this side has fallen completely. Decent amount of mines, a lot of ATs. My Overcommandos are killing a decent number of enemies, so I don't want to have another situation where I lose a Panther here, so I'm gonna blitz here in a second and just get the hell away before I get, you know, rifle grenaded or anti-tank rifle grenade or a what do they call them, anti-tank grenades. So as you can see, I'm repairing this tank here. This guy's just pushed back, and they are a decent amount of. There's a Panther and I call it a Hetzer, but it's a Yog Tiger. 2 Panthers over here. You didn't stand much of a chance. You can see the AI is actually pushing aggressively towards this point here. That ultimately won't help them very much. And then you can see Katyushas are going to go in. They're actually going to wipe out my crew here, which is unfortunate. I kind of wish people wouldn't quit the game as often, especially when like all those guys quit. We're doing a 4v4, and this is how I got my commander, the elite armored doctrine one I have from War Spoils. It's the only one I ever got. I fought heroically and just killed so many enemy troops by myself with 3 AI allies. Anyway, you can see this this half track with the 4 quad mount is going to get destroyed there. So we're down at 39 points. They did booby trap this area, which is good. Now on your tanks, you can get one or the other. You can get the Panzer Commander, which does allow him to do the coordinated barrage, which could be useful. But you do lose that pit, that machine gun, which I think is more valuable in certain cases. I'd maybe put this commander on something that has maybe a Panzer IV or something, or part of this group. Anyway, this group costs a lot. You can see it's 720 manpower, 210 on the fuel. You can see this IS-2 is just killing. It's killed that tank and it's abandoned. Actually, not abandoned. It's severely damaged and can be salvaged. Anyway, these guys are holding on. You can see ultimately just a number of Panther 40s is going to win the day, especially with the AI with their light vehicles. Like, look at the AI. And that's a good game to, whatever players on the enemy side there. So good old Nomad is gone. So you can see I am repairing it, but yeah, none of our main guns work, so this T-3045 has no teeth pretty much. I'm going to capture the center back with my Overcommandos. I do have quite a lot of them, actually. And we did wipe out a squad. Yeah, these guys. See, it's looking an attack order for the wounded because I do reveal line of sight to the enemy. They did take out the Panther up here. That's the armor, unfortunately, just got taken out just with a combination of anti-tank and American bazooka men. But they are on fire, so that was not ours. Do not believe. Yeah, that was the Soviets. Killing American infantry. Not good. You can see the house is destroyed. Anyway, Achtung, I love it. So the T-3045 is going to move in, and I'm going to try to take out this IS-2 152. And I am using the high explosive. I just want to get the XP from this. Maybe get a war spoil by taking out this heavy tank. So they're down to 3 points. You can see, look, he has no health left right here. Both my tanks are about to fire. Nothing. And he gets his main gun destroyed. It's like, are you kidding me? So I didn't get a kill this tank, which is very disappointing because I had every right to. Anyway, let's look at the kills here. You can see I had 132 kills and 87 men killed. Overall, their team, a lot of casualties. That's when the AIs took over for these 3 guys, but this guy didn't play too bad. You can see what levels these guys were. They were not too bad. My teammate, actually, we're all nice. We were all prestige, so we were all level 100. So 7 Out of 8 guys in this 4v4 match, all over level 100. I was one of the lower ones, and they had this guy. This guy was with the Katyushas. No, he had the rifle. He had the penal troops. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Confirm 221 signing off. Leave a like and a comment down below.